So, Runolfr Cooks, and this time we're going to do something we've been meaning to do for a little while, coq au vin, or chicken and red wine. We've got some Pinot Noir for that, some chicken leg thigh portions, bacon, celery, carrots, onion, mushrooms, chicken stock, a little flour for thickening agent when the time comes, and I'm going to process these vegetables up in a little bit, but I've been talking about this little sharpening thing. And you just run it through like this. But I'm hoping the microphone on this thing will pick it up because I can kind of tell by the sound when this is getting to where it's sharp enough to suit me. It's starting there. And I don't know if you can tell the difference in what I'm hearing. But that means that this is now making good contact with all of the blade all the way down, so you hear a different noise and it resists a little more. And that tells me this is now sharp. So I'm going to get to work and I'll be back in a little bit. What I'm doing here, wait for this to feel warm. This recipe calls for 4 slices of bacon. We're therefore cooking 6. Just want to feel some heat coming to the bottom of this pan. There's some sizzle. Wash my hands. And now I've done the bacon and we are going to take it out to a waiting plate to drain. And we've done it pretty well because we want it to crumble. Come on, you little bits. Some little bits on the bottom won't hurt later, but get as much of it as I can. And now that we've got that out, let me get the heat back up, because these chicken legs and thighs are going in. Hopefully I can avoid injuring myself. The chicken, before we do, I want to make sure I've salted the other side, which I didn't think to do earlier because I'm sometimes silly.
This is a good time to salt the other side, actually.
Now, that's got some brown on it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Come on. Okay, now for a few minutes on this side.
That is a thing of beauty.
We're now going to take these out. They went for 5 minutes on the skin side. We're only going for 3 minutes on the non-skin side because there's no skin to crisp on that side. And because this is going to be a braise before it's done, they're going to have plenty of time to cook for the middle.
I think you should tell people what braised means.
Braise means that they're going to be baked in liquid, basically. This whole pot is eventually going to be loaded up and stuck in the oven at 325 for a while. And I've got 2 more of these to do, and when they're done, we'll be back. Before we move on, those of you who've watched before know about Riley. This is Riley's stage name for music, Android Girlfriend. You know, shout out, go listen to it. I'm going to take out the last couple of pieces of the chicken. Come on here. And it's time to prepare the mirepoix. First thing going in, the onions.
So, Ted, what is mirepoix?
Mirepoix is French for a combination of onions and celery and carrots. The onions go first because they take the longest to cook. And we are living in an oniony zone now.
It is quite delicious. The smell is amazing.
We're going to let these get softened up, which hopefully will only take a little bit because it was pretty hot oil to begin with. And scrape and lose some of the chicken bits from the bottom as we go. Okay, I think that's enough for them to have enough of a head start. So this is celery and carrots and some garlic.
So this is a mirepoix with added garlic, technically.
Well, yeah. Yes, the mirepoix is the celery and onions and carrots. Garlic is its own thing that has to be added to everything.
Yes. Oh, that garlic, yum.
And you definitely don't want garlic to go in by itself or it will burn. And it will burn surprisingly quickly.
Very quickly.
We have some mushrooms that are going to go in. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but we have some tomato paste that's going to go in. I like the tube because you will actually be able to save this and use it again later, as opposed to the tiny cans, which are like, who gets to use the other half of that tiny can? It's not the right size for anything.
It's not. Although I like stuff very tomatoey. Sometimes I just use the whole can in something. I've done that.
You can make giant pots of tomato marinara sauce and use a whole thing.
I used a whole can in the pasta sauce I made just a few nights ago. Wasn't even weird.
I've got a half a can in my freezer right now because the only way you might be able to save it is got some aluminum foil over the top and it's stuck in the freezer.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll remember to take it out and thaw it and use it in something else. But probably not, because I've got this now. This will just go in the fridge. I'm going to let this go a few minutes just to get the vegetables softened. We'll come back.
Okay, so we've let these soften up for a few minutes. It says for something like 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. We're just going to kind of eyeball that. Stir that in. In case anyone's wondering, yes, we did salt the onions and we salt and peppered the celery and carrots, so we've seasoned as we've gone along. The only thing we haven't done that to is the mushrooms, which are going to go in now because they require the least time on high heat. But they do need to be softened up at least a little. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Let the mushrooms soften up a little bit. We're now going to put the chicken back in the pot. Oh, there you go. Now the tricky part is to find a way. We only were able to fit 4 in the bottom for that part, but it will be less of an issue now. There you go. Get in there.
You do this before adding the liquid?
I mean, yeah, they're sitting on top of the vegetables, so they're not going to be directly exposed to the heat at this point.
Yeah, but isn't it going to be hard
ow,
to...
ow. Ow, ow, ow. I pinched my finger in the tongs. Don't do that. It hurts.
Don't do that.
And the bacon goes in on top of the chicken. Trying to make sure that there's some on top of at least every piece of chicken. Nina has been kind enough to make a mix of flour and wine for us, so that...
That's flour and broth, actually.
Or flour and broth, okay. So we're going to put some wine in. This is pint, basically. And this is flour and chicken broth pre-mixed so that they will actually dissolve properly and not lump. And then we're going to put some... I get reduced sodium chicken broth because I'm old and have high blood pressure now. And there's roughly as much of that as there is of chicken. Or of wine, excuse me. We want it to get to where the chicken is kind of pretty much covered. And where are they? There they are. I can get it open. We're going to take some fresh thyme and lay it around in here. And I'm going to be kind of free with it. And we should, I'm going to find a bay leaf or two and put those in, and then this is going to go covered in the oven for at least an hour, I guess.
Are you going to mix that up so that those clumps of...
Yes, I will stir it so that there's not, you know, like...
Okay. Yes.
We don't want to have just thickener sitting here on the top. So I'll work that in. And I'll put some bay leaves in, and we'll let this go in the oven. And we'll be back to take it out. We have taken this, it's been in the oven at 325 for an hour or so.
Yum.
And that's what it looks like now. We'll be plating this up in a few minutes and we'll show you the finished results. Let's get one of these out of here. And I should actually remove the bay leaves so nobody actually accidentally eats them. Okay, that's the first bit. We need to get down and get some veggies out of there. And we have some greens, if you want to lift that lid.
Oh my gosh, this looks great.
And that's what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. Hope you can have some fun making this stuff yourself and playing your own games, and we'll see you again soon, and bye-bye.